Hi guys, welcome back to Lisa's Love and Light. Happy Friday, guys. It is Friday. Thank you all for being here. And I wanted to be on here a little earlier, but due to some obligations I had to take care of, um, I'm here now. Like I said, I'm still showing up for you. It's so important that we have these communication talks on Monday through Friday. In the future, I'm going to be trying to expand it where I do more videos because people need help. There's a lot going on, guys. A lot of negativity and toxicity. Even when I was at the gym, and you know how you're working out, and even though you may have a headset on, um, they have these big screen TVs in front of you, and mostly spinning on negative stories and negative storylines. So I try to turn up the music. Of course, we have to know what's going on. I understand that, but we don't have to be glued to it. And so I try to take in a little bit and then just keep going because it's important that we do know what's going on. However, we have to find the balance in that and everything else. So, guys, did you have a good week? Did you have a good day? I know many of you who are watching this is glad that it's Friday. Relax, self care, music, if you like music like me, flowers, things that uplift your spirit. It really helps your mental and physical health. You know, um, Before I come on any of my videos, let me tell you guys, I go into prayer and then I turn on music for a little bit on my headset because before I came on here today, I did not know what I was going to talk about until I put on music. First, I went into prayer and then I put on some music and then it just came to me. And that's how it is a lot of times. But, I really appreciate you guys and that you guys show up to listen to these videos. And more importantly, that these messages are resonating with you guys because it lets me know that you've gone through some of the same experiences that I've gone through, or you are probably currently going through that. And as you come here to this channel, it helps you to understand and to see that you're not alone. Even though I've gone through those things, I still have things I go through and I go into prayer about it, but you are not alone and that other people are going through things. The key factor is how we deal with these challenges and problems and situations is the key factor here. And that's what I come on and talk about, how to overcome these things instead of succumbing to it. A lot of people are in a place of where they're almost to the point of despair. And this is why I keep talking, keep showing up, and even talking to strangers that I meet. People are going through things, guys. And, anything that's going to help them to move past those things, let's do that, so that we can help others as we help ourselves. So, guys, with that being said, remember, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a social worker or a counselor, just somebody who talks from a space of personal experiences and how we win so that we can, be healthy mentally and physically. So, with that being said, let's get into this topic of discussion. The title is Healing and the Opposition. Healing and the Opposition is the title. And guys, what that means is that when you make up your mind that you're going to heal because you're just tired of all the negativity and you start putting a plan together to heal. Those who don't like your healing journey, I call them the opposition because they're not going to be happy about it. And some will walk away from you while others try to sabotage what you're doing. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Healing and growth will change your life, guys. As you heal, you grow, you evolve. It will change your life for the better. the pain, betrayals, lies, and the people that you trust trying to set you up for failure will make you or break you. Because these come from places and people that we don't expect. People that we trust, we love, that we feel has our, that they have our back. These are some of the things that I went through by those who I trusted. It took a long time for me to learn this lesson, guys, as I spin on the wheel of toxicity going round and around, up and down and about, until I learned the lessons that I needed to learn. Especially, being betrayed by those who are supposed to protect you and have your back. That is what hurt the most. In the beginning of my healing journey, it was hard for me, guys, to do the healing work. I wasn't sure I could do it, as I sat knee deep in the pain of these betrayals. Because it was bad. It was real bad. It was coming from people who knew personal things about me that I shared because I trust them. Family members, people I had relationships with. What's going on here? And it just got worse and worse and worse as I continued to let these folks in and forgive them and hey, and take them back. It was just worse and worse. And I really believe that God sat me down because he was trying to show me something. Like in the movie, The Color Purple, if any of you guys seen that, God is trying to tell you something. That's what, I started to feel, because these things felt like walls closing in. And the pain was like overbearing, and God became my only source, as I prayed and trust him, he gave me the strength to move forward. In the beginning, I was angry about these things. Why are you allowing this to happen, God? Blah, blah, this and that. And I was upset. But I had to change my mindset to see why these things were happening. Why I was knee deep in a pain. Why these betrayals. Why people were doing A, B, C, D, and E. And I was not going to be able to move forward until I was able to have clarity on why these things were happening. And this is how I was able to change my situation for the better with the help of God. Guys, I learned the true meaning of you cannot break someone who gathers their strength from God. I learned the true meaning of that. Somebody who gets their strength from God and very connected, you cannot break someone who gathers their strength from God. I went through the most and the worst that one person in a lifetime doesn't go through. I haven't even got to half of the things that, to talk about that I've gone through. But we'll get there. Prayer and perseverance was my best friend, guys. Staying in prayer, persevering through the trials, challenges, and situations as they came in like a domino effect. I chose to overcome instead of succumbing to the trials, challenges, and the opposition. Because as I sat down and I started to pray, and once I was in silence, you sit down in silence, I start to gain clarity. Wait a minute, I don't deserve any of this. I never did anything to hurt, not deliberately, someone else or these people who are coming for me. Never did anything, but they hated my honesty, my essence, my ability to love, my ability to help, and my generosity. They took all those things for stupidity, and there's nothing stupid about me. It's just my nature to help. But it will never be to the point again where I would just be an overgiver. I would continue to help people, but not be subservient to their needs and be used like a doormat or be an overgiver. That was the lesson I had to learn. Part of it anyway. When you make up your mind, guys, that you had enough of the drama and the toxicity, you will crawl, bite, and chew through these problems as you stay connected to God. Because there was no way for me to get through all this stuff. Because it was, like I said, a domino effect of this, that, over here, over there. And, God was my Savior and He helped me. So God is the source. And another thing, guys, if God thinks that you are worth it, then you must think the same of yourself. If He thinks enough of you to help you as you reach out to Him and to guide you through these things, then we have to think enough of ourselves as well. And that for me meant that I had to take my self-esteem from the ground and build it up, because it was all the way down in the ground. And I had to build it up again. And that's where the healing journey and process came in. And it was painful because guess what? The metaphor I always use as the elephant in the room, I had to look at that elephant. It was growing bigger. And I'm like, it's getting to the point where there's no room for the both of us. So I had to look at it, as that saying, take the bull by the horn, and address the pain. Look at, why am I getting this pain? Why is this happening? And part of the reason is because I was giving too much to people and also being codependent on them. And they would use and abuse and like a doormat. And that cycle was going around and around, different characters, different scenario, same situation, until I sat down and got the clarity of why. Guys, I always say to you, people, circumstances, and situations come into our life for a reason, a season, a lifetime, or a lesson. And I could personally say with my situations, it was lessons, unlearned lessons. And guys, when those unlearned lessons come back around and that wheel spin again, it's worse. And then it spin again because we didn't learn it, worse. And it gets worse and worse until we can see the clarity of what this lesson is. And as we do, and we can make changes so that we don't have to repeat those lessons and close that door. Once you close that door, God will padlock it behind you. I promise you that. And for me, as I start to grow, heal, I ask God, I'm going to make some vows that I can keep. And I do that consistently. And as I've been doing that, God's been protecting me. He got me over here, and has my back. Because I don't play with these things. I don't play with God. He's the one who helped me come back from these trials and tribulations. That there was no way I felt like I was coming back from this. And this is why I always say, God is the source. And I'm proof of that. It also means that we must change our broken mindset, guys, to become independent instead of codependent. And that was another one of my problems, being codependent on people because we share DNA, being codependent on partners because they're supposed to have my back. And this is how I grew up thinking, that I'm supposed to give and put my stuff on a back burner. That's a broken mindset, and people think that's the way it's supposed to be. I mean, we can be taught those things, but that's not the way this works. And as I sat down in prayer and clarity, I realized I was overgiven and being too codependent on others, instead of independent. And that was another lesson I learned. And once I learned those lessons, I can close those doors as God padlocked them, and I move over here to better doors, better situations that God has been opening. Let's surround ourselves with those who want to see us win. That's another thing, guys, because sometimes a lesson can be we have to take the opposition. We have to subtract them from our lives, no matter what position they play. Because if they're bringing toxicity to our table and try to spoon feed us the toxicity, and we're trying to heal. Instead of healing, our mental and physical health will get worse and worse and worse, depending on how much toxicity that we allow and to be fed to us at our own table. And so I had to set those strong boundaries. It's important to set those boundaries. And when people want to dismiss them and disrespect them, I will reiterate, I've set boundaries. And when they, girl, please sit down, then I cut off, block, and delete. And it didn't matter who they were, because it's important for our mental and physical health to stay strong and healthy. Then we have to shut doors sometimes. If people are not, paying attention or respecting our boundaries, and that's what I had to do. That was painful within itself, but it was necessary. Otherwise, I would be distracted by all the toxicity, and then I couldn't stay on my healing journey. It's important. So, guys, let's surround ourselves with those who want to see us win, and not those who want to see us stuck at the bottom of the barrel. Because those people who want to see us stuck, that's envy, jealousy, and you can't mix envy and jealousy when you're trying to heal, grow, and evolve. Sometimes we have to not just set strong boundaries, but shut doors so that we can stay in a place of healing. It's important because as we continue to grow and heal, it's important to strive for peace instead of being broken down into pieces. That's the message today, guys. Please share it with other people. Take care of yourself. Learn to love yourself, and be true to yourself. Don't let someone make you fake and be this and that. That's not who you are. Be your true, authentic self so that you can be free of all this other stuff. That's the message today. Thank you for being here. This is Lisa, shedding love and light to you all. And before I leave today, for those who didn't get the message, I'm going to do this again. Lavender. This is lavender oil, essential oils. I was having a lot of problems sleeping due to the sinuses. Sometimes I come on here, I'm blowing my nose all the time, blah, blah, sinuses. So I have a humidifier. And a humidifier, fill that up with water, and then I put drops of these in there before I go to bed. And the steam in the room, it's a calming effect. I also have a cup of chamomile tea before I go to sleep. All these things calm me down, because sometimes, the day, or you have something on your mind, you can't go to sleep because of this or that. These things help. And I brought 2 of these. And so I'm talking from, I don't know what your situation is, but I decided to try these, and I was very impressed about how better I feel, and I sleep better because of it. When you sleep better and get that rest, you do better. So take a look at the links that I have listed below this video, and you'll see this, and there's some anxiety rings, and in the future I'm going to find some more stuff to help me, and I'm going to provide the link with you there as well. So thank you for being here. Please like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel. I'm here Monday through Friday. And so if you subscribe, that way you'll know when I'm here and you can join me. In the future, I'm going to figure out on Fridays, I want to go live every Friday, but there's something going on with this laptop and trying to get on. So I'll figure it out and let you know when I am on live. Thank you guys so much for your support. It's so appreciated. And thank you for being here. This is Lisa, shedding love and light. Go and do something good for yourself, and have a great weekend. And I'll see you sometime Monday. Bye, guys. Bye for now.